So, welcome back to First Down Cowboys Ball, episode 2. I am the mother of Dallas with my wonderful co-host, Maddie Matt, aka Nemo Rangs.
Because
But
we need them.
before we jump into our first topic, I do have a couple of things I need to discuss. Well, just one thing. I had a couple of people ask me about my name. Where did I get my name? The mother of Dallas. If anybody knows me, they know me personally. I am a huge Game of Thrones fan. So, my name stems from the mother of dragons. In my mind, I am Daenerys Targaryen. I have 3 dragons. They are Zeke, Dak, and Amari Cooper. In my mind, those are my dragons. I call myself the mother of Dallas because, unfortunately, I don't have real dragons. I am from the house Stargaryen. I'm half Stark, half Targaryen, and fire and blood are coming.
Well, since you put it like that, though, homie, which dragon lives? Because, 2 of the dragons die in the show, and that's definitely a spoiler if y'all haven't picked up on what's been going on with Game of Thrones. So who's the dragon that stays alive? Is it Zeke? Is it Dak? Or is it Cooper?
In this episode of Game of Thrones, none of the dragons die. Okay, everybody lives. Okay,
I bet everybody lives. Cool.
Everybody lives to fight the battles, aka the 16 games this season.
I dig it. I can dig it. So, we talking about Zeke, right? Zeke's going on today. Zeke is the menu. Zeke is the appetizer. Zeke's the refreshments. This is the whole episode about Zeke.
With the 4th pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Zeke Elliott.
And what you think about this whole situation that he done got himself into again? Because, he seems to be all on TMZ. TMZ seems to know where he's at all the time. So we're going to get right into it.
Yes, topic of the day is Mr. 21, Eazy-E, Mr. Ezekiel Elliott himself.
Feed him.
So if you have been hiding under a rock for the last couple of days or weeks, Zeke has gotten himself into some real life shenanigans, to be honest with you. If you do a Google search of just Ezekiel Elliott, the first headline that comes up from the Dallas Star says, the Cowboys have an Ezekiel Elliott problem. I feel like we've heard this before. Have we not?
Oh, yeah, we have.
So let's kind of talk about exactly what happened.
Well, I'm going to just give y'all a real quick rundown. He was at a festival in Las Vegas with a woman who appears to be his girlfriend. Seems like they were arguing publicly. Looked like the argument was getting heated. And a security guard, 19-year-old Kyle Johnson, kind of jumped in to de-escalate the situation. And for us, the viewers, that's where the video stops there. But then the very next clip, they show him pretty much leaning on a security fence, and Zeke somewhat shoves him, and he kind of does a LeBron James flop and, falls on the ground, which I kind of would have did too. I'm not even going to lie. If I get into an argument with Michael Jordan, I'm just going to fall right on the ground. So, I can't even say that I blame dude, but Zeke didn't do all of that. You know what I'm saying? He's making it seem as if Zeke, like with all his full force. And this is a running back. So, he takes a lot of hits. This is a strong dude. If he really wanted to put that man on the ground, he would have. But, yeah, that's pretty much the rundown. And I'm gonna let the mother Dallas get into the statements and the after
the logistics
of everything. Yeah.
So
exactly.
Basically, in a statement to CBS in Los Angeles, Mr. Johnson, the security guard, basically said that he wasn't necessarily physically hurt, but to have someone that he looked up to basically push him over a metal fence really hurt his feelings.
That sounds good on the news.
Of course,
That
it sounds good
sounds
on the
good.
news. He further went on to say in a statement that Ezekiel Elliott did apologize, which, as a person, I would believe, or I would assume that would have happened almost immediately after the alleged altercation. Hey, I'm sorry. Let me help you up. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even really mean to put you in the situation, but my bad, homie. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Well, Mr. Johnson then had said that he did receive an apology from Ezekiel Elliott. However, because there was no eye contact, he felt like it was not sincere.
Mm.
Also, in another statement he had made, he did say that he was not pressing charges against Ezekiel Elliott. However, he was not sure what would happen later. Now, I don't know if any of you know exactly kind of what this would mean if the Mr. Johnson did go ahead and press charges. This would be considered in the state of Las Vegas misdemeanor battery. This is not something clearly the NFL would take lightly, but as there are no press charges being pressed right now, it kind of looks like things are okay on the home front. Shortly after the situation, Jerry Jones even made a comment saying he didn't feel like the NFL would take any action against Zeke in this particular incident. Now, if we all know, back in 2017, Zeke was suspended for 6 games for violating the personal conduct policy. So this is something that could fall under that personal conduct policy. But Zeke did apologize. The gentleman just felt like it wasn't sincere because of the lack of eye contact.
Man, that sounds like bull crap to me. But I can't tell a person how to feel or what to feel.
Right.
But I just want to know what would be a sincere apology. You know, if he handed him season tickets, is that a sincere apology? If he handed him some money, is that a sincere apology? Oh, but because he didn't look at you. Yeah, all right.
I don't, in my mind, when I hear, especially when it comes to professional athletes or musicians or anyone who is remotely famous, when someone asks for a sincere apology, it usually comes at a price, or it has a dollar sign attached to it, or an incentive. Because if it was a legitimate accident, I have bumped people by accident and said, hey, my bad, I'm sorry, and kept it moving. No one has ever asked me for a legitimate or sincere apology. I feel like this is like borderline extortion. The man clearly got into an argument with someone who was allegedly at the time, or currently, we don't really know, his girlfriend. I have been in a relationship where, you know, I've gotten into an argument with somebody publicly, and people seem to either mind their business or try to come and de-escalate the situation. And then it's like, oh, okay, cool, my bad, I'm sorry, didn't really mean to cause a scene, and everybody kind of keeps it moving. This is a music festival. There had to be tens of thousands of people there. And I get it. It's Ezekiel Elliott. He's going to be on camera. He's part of America's team, America's most hated team. I get it. But the moment he asked for a sincere apology, and it wasn't like he asked for it that same day. He clearly asked for this sincere apology weeks later, after being talked to at the news. I'm sure he was talked to at the radio station. I'm sure he talked to friends. I'm sure he talked to family, and they saw a golden opportunity to get something, whether it was a season ticket or it was an autograph that he could sell on eBay, or $1, whatever it was. This to me screams extortion.
I mean, the only thing that I want to know is, when you see the video, you see Zeke jump in his face. Now, I don't think Zeke just jumped in his face just to jump in this man's face. What did he say? He had to have said something, because I've done that before where I jump in somebody's face, and it's because they said something disrespectful.
Right.
So what did this man say? But that's not being talked about. It's just all about Zeke, and eyes is on Zeke. But Zeke shouldn't have put himself in this predicament. Come on, man. Like, I mean, especially for somebody who's already missed 6 games.
But see, that's different. That's different. I don't really compare that to this.
No.
Very different.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not comparing it, but it's almost like when a lot of stand-up comics where they always make the joke of once OJ beat the first trial, he shouldn't even be caught jaywalking. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
You don't even want to be in the atmosphere of security, cops, anything like that. Zeke should know better. And Zeke is in the headlines every year. I mean, from the first situation, then the parade where he lifts the girl's top, then he gets into a bar fight or something happened at a bar where somebody's nose gets broke. Then right after the Rams playoff game, they went to Vegas and then he got into something with the DJ and the DJ's calling him out publicly. Like, he always seems to be near trouble. TMZ knows exactly where the hell Zeke is at all times.
Yeah, but he's also human, though. He's also, even though he's an athlete, and I get it, but there's a standard when it comes to being an athlete and staying clean and staying out of trouble. He's still a human. Listen, I have done my fair share of dumbassery when I was 21 and 22. Yeah, I've been, drunk at the New Jersey boardwalk, falling over, making a pure ass of myself. But I'm also not famous, so it's nowhere out in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, do we fault him for being human? Like, do we say, yes, you're a football player and you're a very good football player? We're not going to take away his talent. You're a very good football player. Does that mean you can't be human? Like, you can't get drunk? You can't act a rowdy-ass fool? Like, you have to be prim and proper and, Jason Witten all the time? No.
I mean, and that's actually funny that you brought up another Cowboy. Like, what about the other Cowboy players that we never hear about on TMZ? I mean, they're all in the same profession, and like we always say, we're America's team, America's most watched. Everybody pays attention, and that's the issue that I have with our players. Like, we have to know that we're not the Cleveland Browns, we're not the Bengals, we're not the Cardinals, we're not the Jaguars. Wherever we go, everybody's looking, everybody's paying attention, and everybody wants us to fuck up. And Zeke keeps falling for that trap. It's like, and honestly, it's gonna really hurt him when it comes down to sitting down with Jerry and speaking about contract. Like, it's like they're really gonna use that on him. Like, I mean, some people think they're not, but I think they're gonna use all of this on him later on. Like, look, man, we want to pay you, we want to make you happy, but are you gonna miss games after we pay you? Because
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think this will come into play until after. Clearly, Jerry Jones has said he does not feel like the NFL is going to give Zeke any type of game, suspension, fine. He doesn't feel like that. So clearly, if your owner, who is the head honcho, the man in charge, okay, his names are on the check.
Yep.
If he is behind you and he is backing you, not the first time, but the second time, I don't feel like this will be, hey, so those last two things kind of got yourself in a little effed up situation. We're going to hold that against you. I could see if Zeke really did, punch old girl in the face and there was concrete evidence. There's a video. I mean, he wasn't in a video kicking bitches in an elevator. So you know what I'm saying? Too. So it was all circumstantial kind of things, which Jerry Jones has said, listen, I got you. As long as you can, without a shadow of a doubt, say, I didn't do it, it wasn't intentional, I didn't mean to, or something like that. Something where it's like, okay, well, maybe we can say he's 23, he's immature, he's still going through some growing pains. He came into the league, he's doing really well, he's making a lot of money, he's making more money than a lot of people would see in their lifetime. Let's cut him some slack. If your general man or your coach or your owner or anybody in the organization who has some sort of say is backing you up, this may not come into play until maybe like the third or fourth time where they're like, okay, all right, now it's an issue. 3 strikes, you're really out. But first time, second time, maybe we'll cut you some slack. Because Jerry's, what's he going to do? Cut him? Not pay him so he can go to another team? And then what?
I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like, look at the amount of trouble that he causes with just the amount of money that he's making now. What if What if we give him the 45 million guaranteed that he wants? He's not gonna calm down. It's gonna get worse. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna calm down. That shit's gonna get worse. He's like, well, I got the 45 mil now, so that means better the better lawyers, better this, better that. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of feel like we are taking a chance with this dude. He's a great player, phenomenal. I love watching him. I've seen him play in person.
yeah,
Love the guy. No, I'm not even gonna say I love. I like the guy,
I love
but
him.
yeah,
I'm strong in my feelings. I love him.
I
Okay.
mean, I like him, but am I willing to bet my future on him? You know what I'm saying? Like, because for all of this, I'm sorry, Zeke, but I could be paying other Cowboy players that are not always on the news on TMZ. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of slack for these comments. I know I'm gonna get all type of what the fuck is wrong with you. Zeke is our general star player. He's our Emmitt Smith. He's the new 22. How can you say that? But you got to think about the team. You can't just think about one player. You got to think about the team. And if Zeke's not thinking about the Cowboys enough to where he's like, yo, I'm gonna stay out the fucking news, then why should we, pay him?
But that's kind of what I was saying before. He's
Mm-hmm.
human. It's not like he's soliciting prostitutes, Mr. Kraft. It's not like he's making the NFL an embarrassment. He's not, driving around popping pills on the highway like
I
some owners and coaches we know. It's not like he's out here, getting a DUI like some coaches we know, some owners we know. He's not out here
definitely
making the
feel you on
NFL
that.
embarrassed. He's
Yeah,
embarrassing himself.
I definitely feel you. Like, it's not the strongest cases in the world. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't work for Jerry personally. Jerry's gonna make his own choice. Jerry could sit and listen to 10 Cowboy fans say don't sign him, and 10 Cowboy fans that say sign him, and he's gonna make his own choice. But I just hope he gets his shit together. But see, what I don't want is, like, let's just say Jerry does decide, like, yo, you know what, Zeke? I can't keep you. I don't want Zeke to be like a deer in headlights, with this. Why did this happen? And what the hell did I do? Fool, man, you got a track record. Like,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
here's the thing. We don't know how he is punished internally. There's a lot of
True.
things that could happen in that locker room that we don't know about. He could be
True.
finding himself into some like real life bullshit in that locker room or in that office that we don't know about. All we
True.
see are the headlines. And
True.
unfortunately, he may not be getting any type of repercussions for his actions. He may just be walking out with a slap on his wrist. And as a parent, and if anybody has children, you will know if you don't correct your children or if you don't train your children right, they're going to continue to make the same mistakes until they are trained right. And then when you really let things go, like if you really don't punish your child for their wrongdoings, when you do go
Mm-hmm.
to punish them, you're like, well, wait, this wasn't how it was before. What's going on now? That's
Yeah,
not
like,
what you want from your children, your players, anybody.
mm,
Um,
yeah, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and with us, because of the popularity of this team, like, Zeke has to know I play for the Cowboys. Everything I do is going to be under a microscope. I have to just, I have to chill, and I have to eat certain things. Like, for me, I'm just a regular 9 to 5 person, and even I know, yo, I can't just wild out like that. I can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to control certain things and ignore certain
of
things.
course, that's
You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
part of being a mature adult. And I'm not saying that he is super immature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that he still has a lot of room to grow. And he's
And
just not
from
there yet. He's not there yet.
and from what it sounds like, you're saying that he has a lot of room to grow,
He
and
does.
you're willing to deal with it.
To an extent, I'm not going to deal with every season we got something going on. Like, I'm not going to deal with every
It's
off
been that way
season
so far.
so
It's
far. But like I said, it's not like he's driving around drunk on the highway. He's not crashing his car. He's not
Yeah,
soliciting prostitutes. I
I
don't feel like what he's doing is harmful. I probably should, but I don't feel like it's harmful enough for me to say, don't get paid, you should get cut. I don't feel like it's there yet. We can get there. I just
you
don't feel like it's there yet.
are you talking about just this current situation, or are you talking about all of them?
I'm talking about all of the situations. Like, as the situation as a whole, I don't feel like if we piece all of his situations together, I'm getting a full puzzle. I'm getting maybe the corner. I haven't seen the full scope, but I'm at the point where if I can see the forest through the trees, and I can see that, okay, it's every season and they're progressively getting worse. Sure, I can say, okay, we're going to have to talk about your money, or we're going to talk about your position here. I can surely say that. But in this situation, if we're just isolating this situation right here, there was a lot of bits and moving pieces that could have been eliminated easily been eliminated. But if you have someone who is engaging in an argument, their adrenaline is already high, their anger is already high, they've already probably lashed out on someone that they care about, which they truly don't mean, and you come in, and not only do you try to de-escalate the situation, but a person who's already escalated and elevated in the situation could care less about what you're trying to say. So for you to run up and cuss or do whatever that the little boy did, I shouldn't call him a little boy, that's so fucking foul. But to do whatever he did to prompt Zeke to kind of boast his shoulders, and it wasn't like he stiff-armed him, he kind of threw his weight around. Yeah. We're talking about an NFL running back. This is not some little high school running back. This isn't the 5th grade Pee Wee League. This is an NFL prime time number 1 running back. His job is to push through people. So if you thought that little metal gate, and we've all gone to clubs, we've all gone to parties, we've all gone to bars, we've all gone to film festivals, we've all gone to music festivals, that little piece of metal fence is not going to hold back Ezekiel Elliott, who's used to running through 200, 300, 400-pound men. Okay, you ever try to run through a bus? No. But Zeke has. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be elements that have led up to the situation, because even in an isolated argument with someone else, if you come in and you are trying to de-escalate the situation, but you're kind of aggravating and poking the bear, you're going to get the bear. Like my mother always taught me, you knock on the devil's door too many times, he's going to answer. And if you come into the situation poking at the bear and knocking on the door, you're going to get what you're going to get. And it wasn't like he hit him. He didn't deck him. He didn't, knock his teeth out. He just gave him a little body action, and that was it. But you toppling over, okay, come on. That's a lot. It's a lot.
I definitely feel you on the bear thing, but Zeke has to know he's not in a profession right now where you can act like a bear. Sorry. Can't do that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I get we human. We're going to slip up. But, I mean, how many times? Like, every season he's in the news. And
but that's like asking a human being, how many times are you allowed to make? Like, what's the limit on making a mistake? That's not realistic. I made a mistake this morning. I'm making mistakes as we speak. Okay. You can't.
But have you ever heard anything from Jason Witten?
Jason Witten is also 400 years old with 4 kids and a wife.
I'm talking about even when he came in.
No, because
to the league.
Tony
Romo. Have you ever heard anything? Have you ever heard anything about Romo?
I mean, no. But here's why I struggle with comparing those two. The caliber of player and person that Jason Witten is, that's very rare to find. You're never going to find that kind of guy who can literally command the entire locker room. He has gotten respect from literally everyone.
Everyone.
From the janitors who scrub the damn toilets to the general manager and the owner. This man has commanded the respect of everyone because of who he is on and off the field. That's different.
All right, then. Okay, I'll give you an example of somebody who is on the team and who is a very, very impactful player as we speak. You never hear anything about this man.
Okay.
Jalen Smith. Do you hear anything off the field? Oh, Jalen Smith did this. TMZ here, TMZ. No. And
Okay.
and he is just impactful at his position as Zeke is with his.
Right.
Just impactful. He's like, damn, that's one of the best linebackers I ever seen right there.
Now, here's what I'm going to say in regards to that. If you're comparing Jalen Smith and you're comparing Ezekiel Elliott, I will say this. Jalen Smith had an injury that prevented him from stepping foot on that field. He had to work and fight and claw and learn before he could even get on that field. So that opportunity, that moment, what he's living right now means a lot to him. And it means so much more than going out there and having a good time. Literally, Zeke went from being drafted to practicing to playing. It was a continuous thing. He knew that the team needed him. He knew that he was stepping into an organization that needed him at all costs.
I mean, that's where we're definitely going to differ. And I'm pretty sure 80% of Cowboy fans are going to definitely disagree with me. We didn't need Zeke at that moment. Like, if you really go back to that draft of 2016, nobody in their right mind thought that we were picking an offensive player in that moment. We were either picking Joey Bosa or Jalen Ramsey.
I thought so too.
Yeah, we actually needed defense in that moment. We really didn't need Zeke, and I would have been perfectly fine with Darren McFadden and Alfred Morris in that moment. Now, don't get me wrong. Did Zeke make some highlight moments and some, woo, yeah, oh my God, I can't, ooh, this dude
Not
is,
woo, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Zeke has definitely made memories for the Cowboys. But what I'm saying, but in that moment, in that draft, running back was not what I was thinking about. We had the offensive line. I'm like, yo, Alfred Morris and Darren McFadden will be perfectly fine. And if you remember, in 2015, Darren McFadden had a 1,100-yard season, and he didn't even start until week 6. So that's 10 games where he averaged 100 yards per game.
True. That's true.
So,
that's true.
So we didn't need that. It's just, it just fell in our lap.
Yeah.
And Dak wound up being better than what people thought. You know what I'm saying? It just, all of that just landed.
The stars aligned. No pun intended. The stars definitely aligned.
Yeah, most definitely. But now that he's here and he's a Cowboy, I'm like, bro, you have to know your situation. And that's what my father tells me all the time. No matter what we're talking about, whether it's sports or work, whatever, he's like, you have to know your situation. You have to act accordingly.
Right.
And it seems like Zeke has an issue with acting accordingly. Like, bro, you can't be. First of all, for a person that's trying to prove that he never physically put his hands on a female before, you can't be out publicly yelling at your girl like that. Like, if you're trying to convince
that
us,
looks ugly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that looks ugly.
You're trying to convince us that you didn't do that, but then now a security guard has to step in because he might have feared for that girl's life. Who knows? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, when you say it like that, I can see where you're coming from. It doesn't look good. You've already got suspended 6 games for allegedly hitting some woman. Now you're out in public at a music festival arguing back and forth with some chick to the point where security has to come in. Okay, I can see how that could be. That's ugly. That's real ugly.
That's all I'm saying. Look, I just want Zeke to use his head because we got Super Bowls to win, goddammit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I will ask you this though. Let's just say the NFL does, chime in, and let's just say they do give him a game, 2 games. Do you think that this team is strong enough to win 2 games if Zeke is not there?
Yes-ish. I'm gonna say yes-ish.
Yes-ish.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Because if you look at the roster, we do have the players. We have the players that can lead us to a victory 1-2 games. Surely, I say yes on that front. The ish part comes in because taking a star player out of your locker room, out of rotation, really brings the morale down. It really changes people's mentality. They're not thinking so much of the game. They're thinking of how they can support their brother in blue. And
True.
It can negatively affect the locker room, which can negatively affect the game. So I say yes-ish. I say yes, we have the players that can go ahead and execute a game on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. We have it. It's there. I've seen it. But the mentality that will swirl around that locker room and on that field will definitely be altered because of the lack of one of your star players. I'm 100% on that one.
I definitely feel you. Me personally, I feel like we could do it. And honestly, now this is where the Cowboy fans might come swinging at me, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of want to see what we look like without Zeke because I'm tired of hearing this. The Cowboys goals as far as Zeke goes. I'm like, oh, so Ezekiel Elliott is all 53 players? Like, since when? You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of hearing that. It's like, oh, the Cowboys go as far as Zeke go. I'm like, damn. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? They might have to, bench this dude for 2 games just to see what we look like. And if we lose them 2 games, now, but see, now let's just say we do lose those games, right?
Right.
Now we know what the fucking issue is. Like, seriously, now we really know what the problem is.
Yeah. It'll shed light on where the issues are. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But me personally, I think if it was to happen, like I'm not wishing, you know what I'm saying, Zeke, you know what I'm saying, misses games. But what I'm saying is my heart's not going to drop if that headline does come up and it says that he's missing 2 games. I said, all right, cool then. Tony Pollard, Mike Weber, you up next.
I would be more surprised if the league didn't give him 2 games. Because the league is always, and this is the commissioner, in my opinion, he has this thing where he does not want to see the Cowboys succeed. That's just me. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely off base. I'm judging the man's character by what I've seen. Okay? Yeah. I believe wholeheartedly that he would, at any turn, use Ezekiel Elliott as an example in any situation. In any situation, any Cowboys player, any situation, I believe he would choose to use them as an example of, this is what you're not supposed to do. See, we do, embarrass people. We do punish them. See, look what I'm doing. I'm giving him a game. See, so don't do it. I believe that he'll do that. And yes, that's how I believe the commissioner talks. Like a see, look what I did. See what I can do? Oh my God. That's how I believe he talks, because I don't think that I think he's a sissy. But that's just me. That's just my personal thing. So if down the road, as the games get closer, as the season starts, I will be more surprised if I don't see a headline that says Ezekiel Elliott suspended for 1 game for violating personal conduct, policy. I'm less surprised. If I saw it, I'd be like, oh, okay. See, we knew that. We knew that the commissioner was going to do some bullshit like that. We knew that. Now, if he doesn't, I'll be pleasantly surprised. And then if we don't get any type of punishment for it, that is when your coach and your owner have to step up and talk to this man and say, listen, you have come out of this situation unscathed. Get your shit together. Pull your head out your ass. And it's grown man business time, period.
And you brought up the C word, which is what I think our issue has been. Coach Jason Garrett has no balls at all. Every season since matter of fact, I'm not even going to say every season, but at least since 2013, we start off the season missing players due to being drug use. And since 2013 till last year, we are missing somebody because they can't do this, they can't stay off this, they do that, they get in this kind of trouble, they get in this kind of trouble. I'm like, y'all not scared of y'all coach at all. Like, y'all just don't give a fuck.
that they're like, yo, all Jason gonna do is give me 3 games and then I'll be back. I don't give a fuck. That's why David Irvin is where he is now, because he didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Because Jason Garrett never put that fear. Like, look here, bro. You do this shit again, you're off the team. He never gave David Irvin that kind of fear. What's his name? Randy Gregory. Never gave him that kind of fear. That's why he's back and forth. He's here 1 week, gone the next week.
Yeah.
Here 1 week, gone the next week. Tyrone Crawford. You think if Tyrone Crawford actually feared Jason Garrett, he wouldn't have got that bar fight wouldn't have happened. He'd be like, hell no, dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
My coach out there, he half crazy. He pull up to my fucking house. Nope.
He would have de-escalated it or walked away from it. But no, if you watch that bar fight, he is full-fledged into that shit. You know what I'm saying? He is full-fledged in the bar fight.
Ain't got nothing on me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm telling you, our coach is our biggest problem, and that's why I think Jerry Jones is giving us as much weapons as possible so he could look from the skybox and say, all right, if this motherfucker can't get it done now, then now I really know what the problem is. Because we have Randall Cobb now. Like, I never thought Randall Cobb would be a Cowboy. Like,
I never thought that either.
You couldn't have told me that years ago. Like, we have Randall Cobb. Somehow Jerry talked Jason Witten into coming back.
Okay,
you know
he gave him the illest incentive package. He said, listen.
Exactly. Like I truly think that Jerry is getting all of these weapons, not because he think the Cowboys aren't a good team. I think he wants to see if Jason Garrett could get this team past the fucking divisional round, because we can't seem to get past the divisional round.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I think, in my own opinion, I think that Jason Garrett, he lacks that presence. You know when someone of importance or someone who is well respected walks into a room, you can feel it. The shit and the energy just changes. The whole atmosphere changes. People start walking different, start talking different, start acting different, start smelling different. The whole shit just changes up. I don't feel like he does that. I feel like he's that boss or that manager. That's your friend. That's your homie. Like,
that's
hey,
the
what
homie.
y'all doing over here? What's going on? No.
Even like when we had Dez. When Dez ain't getting his way, he walking up inside, he's on the sideline, yelling, screaming. That shit ain't working with the Patriots.
Oh, hell no.
That shit ain't working up there. He'd be like, man, you sit your, matter of fact, you ain't playing the rest of the game now.
Bill Belichick will come out that goddamn hoodie.
Exactly.
And fuck
exactly.
Shit up, point blank, and the period. Jason Garrett is not that kind of coach. Jason Garrett, I don't think he will ever be that kind of coach, because I feel like he wants the team to feel like a family. Like a family. That way we can lead each other and pick each other up when we're down. Listen, this is not what we're doing. This is military type shit. Okay?
Exactly.
A general, a sergeant who is going to lead us into battle, because that is every week for me. I feel like every week with a game is a battle. This ain't no kumbaya family reunion. This is war. And the goal in the war is the Super Bowl. And if you can't take us to the Super Bowl to win the war, then damn it, we fighting little battles for nothing.
Exactly. And people always bitch and moan about, I'm tired of seeing the Patriots. I'm tired of seeing them. But that's because they run that shit like a real army.
Very much.
Any soldier can be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady hasn't even got paid yet. He's still making $15 million a year. You know what I'm saying? Like they run that shit like a true team. Like, yo, it's not personal. It's business.
Yep.
Yeah. We run our shit like it's personal. It's
not business. It's personal.
That's why Sean Lee's still on the team, because it's personal. That's why Jason Witten back, because it's personal. That's why Tony Romo stayed for as long as he did, because it's personal.
Yeah.
Oh, and everybody's all talking about Rod Smith. He was our backup for as long as he was, because it was personal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jerry knew that if he would have cut Rod Smith 2 seasons ago, Jalen would be mad. So he's like, let me just keep him. And then this year we got exposed. We don't have a fucking backup.
Yeah.
Which is why now you see the Mike Webbers, the Tony Pollards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got exposed last year. Like, God forbid something happens with Zeke. Oh shit, they don't have a backup.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I don't know, and I don't know how many times we're gonna keep bringing back number 34, Darius Jackson. Cut him, bring him back. Cut him, bring him back. Cut him, bring him back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Not to bring him back. Here's the thing. I think if we got a coach who was not afraid of Jerry Jones, because see, Jerry Jones, quote me on this. This is a direct quote. Okay. If you have, every time we have had a coach that has gone against Jerry Jones and has said, my dick is just a bit bigger than yours, every single time we have won a Super Bowl. And that's a direct quote. You can quote me on that. Every time a coach goes into any type of situation and he flexes and his muscles are bigger than Jerry Jones and he don't take no shit from Jerry Jones and Jerry Jones can't push him around, a Super Bowl happens to pass through Dallas.
And we almost had it with Bill Parcells, but Jerry snuck Terrell Owens in the back door. Bill Parcells said, if you bring him to the team, I'm leaving. I don't want to coach him. Jerry said, I'm the boss. You're not. He's on the team.
Right.
And that's the issue right there. Jerry just picks motherfuckers that he like. He doesn't take into consideration, well, maybe Jason Garrett can't coach him. Or maybe their personalities might clash. No, he's just like, I want him, I got him.
Right. You figure it out.
Yeah. But you notice, but now that we've been letting this other guy be in charge of picking the players, as you can see, we're starting to build a Super Bowl team. I still feel like we need one more piece, and that's the safety. Hopefully, Donovan Wilson, the guy that we just picked. Oh, and we'll definitely be talking about that next week, guys. We'll definitely be talking about Donovan Wilson. Yes, most definitely. That is next week, so stay tuned. But hopefully, Donovan Wilson is, the answer. Hopefully. But back to Zeke. And Cowboy Nation, I want you to get all of the wax out your ears because you are not about to like what I'm about to say right now.
They never do. They never do. You always give this disclaimer that everything you say is not going to be like. They're going to kick you off of the Dallas Cowboys nation. You're going to have to find.
You want to know why?
Employment.
You want to know why? Because I'm not watching this. I don't watch the Cowboys like a fan. I watch the Cowboys like a GM, like it's my team. So when you watch it like a GM, you notice all the problems quick in a hurry. Quick. Just like I knew Zeke was an issue from not the first incident, but when he did the parade thing and when he lifted up that girl's top.
Listen.
I said he's going to be a problem from that. I said he's going to be a problem from there. If that motherfucker didn't learn before, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be an issue right there.
I feel like the top thing was a situation.
No. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, it might not have been a 10.
3.
But it was.
Keep your hands to yourself. Don't nobody want to see some unsolicited titties. Okay.
It was definitely a strong 3. It was a strong 3. But the only reason why they ignored it is because if you watch the rest of it, she wound up lifting it up herself. So they're like, oh, all right.
So she like her titties out. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
But
movies for everybody. Cool.
But I guarantee you, if that woman was like appalled or like, oh my God, Zeke would have been in trouble. But this is what I'm about to say. He'd have been
playing in Winnipeg with Lucky Whitehead.
But this is what I'm about to say. Cowboy fans, open your ears. Here it comes. Know your owner. Pay attention to your owner. Anything he says, anything he does, pay attention to it, and you won't be shocked when certain moves are made. Like what I was saying earlier. If we was to let Zeke go when his contract's up, I'm not going to be shocked. You motherfuckers are going to be shocked. I'm not going to be shocked. You want to know why? Because I remember a quote that my owner, Jerry Jones, said in 2015.
Oh, no, not Exhibit A. Come on.
When we didn't keep DeMarco Murray, and they asked Jerry, why did you not offer him a bigger contract? Jerry Jones, and I quote, because anybody can run behind that line. That's what he said. That's what my owner said.
Oh, mic drop.
Because anybody can run behind that line. That's exactly what my owner said. And guess what? He was right. Joseph Randle came right in and ran his ass off the motherfucking field. That's exactly what happened. I do have
one thing to say. I do got one thing to say.
Hold on. One moment. I am not done proving my case.
Oh, okay, CSI, Miami.
Joseph Randle.
Come on.
Joseph Randle, until we had to cut him in week 6 because of his off-the-field issues, he was running his ass off. And then Darren McFadden came, and he had 1,100 yards and only starting in 10 games. Ran his ass off. Alfred Morris looked just as good behind that line. So Jerry think he's slick. He's building a phenomenal offensive line. That way he could just keep switching running backs like they holes in the motherfucking projects. That's what he's doing. Now, and if you notice, he's still building that offensive line right now. And what did we do recently? Oh, we draft 2 running backs. Now, like I told you before, if we drafted 1 running back, Zeke's job was in trouble. We drafted 2, which lets me know Jerry is not signing Zeke. There's no way you draft 2 running backs and you're still going to sign Zeke to a long deal. There's no way that's happening. So, guys, when it happens in 2000, what is that? It's 2019 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, this season and then next season. When next season is up and then Zeke walk out the door, don't be shocked, people. Remember what your owner said. Anybody can run behind that line.
Okay.
That's what he said.
I'm going to stop you right there. There's one flaw that I have with that quote that you just said.
What?
As a Texas resident, that Southern accent was trash. And
first of all,
the entire state of Texas would like to never, actually, the entire South. That's Texas, Georgia, Mississippi, part of Florida. We don't want you to do that ever again. Arkansas, we don't want you to do that ever again.
He's from Arkansas. He's not from Texas. He's from Arkansas.
Well,
he's not from Texas.
That's why I threw him in there too. Throw Arkansas in, hell, throw Oklahoma in there too.
Hey.
On behalf of this southern region, do not ever do that again. Oh, I forgot Louisiana. Also, from Louisiana. Don't do that no more.
To all my Cowboy fans that remember the Jimmy Johnson team, for all the fans that remember that team, what did Jerry say after they won the 93 ring? He said, anybody could coach this team. That's what he said. He never changes up his style. That's the one thing that I like about Jerry. He don't change up his style for nothing. He says the same exact quotes. When he let go Jimmy Johnson and everybody said, what the hell is wrong with you? How could you do that when y'all just won 92 and 93? Anybody could coach this team.
Now
that's
look at
what he said. And then you fast forward almost 20 years later, and then we let DeMarco Murray go after having a record-breaking season. He broke Jim Brown's record. Oh my God, how do you do that? He broke Jim Brown's record. We let him go. And everybody said, Jerry, how could you do that? Anybody can run behind this line.
I want you to stop doing that Southern accent. I really do. Like, I wasn't kidding. Please.
Pay attention. Pay attention to your owner. To all Cowboy fans, pay attention to your owner. Everything he says and everything he does. That way, when certain moves are made, you ain't shocked. Please don't do it. All right? Don't do it. Save yourself of all of that. Listen to your owner. Because I listened to my owner, and my owner said, anybody can run behind that line.
You just had to do it one more time, huh? You just had to do it. Jesus.
Exactly.
Take the wheel and drive fast. Okay.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I just got a text message from Jerry right now, and he told me to tell you, anybody can run behind that line.
Oh,
But the Cowboy fans are going to listen to this and go, I don't recall him ever saying that because you don't pay attention to your owner. I pay attention to my owner. Listen. I pay attention to everything he say and everything he do. That's why I was only surprised one time, and that's when Dez Bryant left. I said, "Oh shit, he actually gathered up the balls to do that."
Yeah, that hurt. That took me out. So we ain't gonna talk about that.
I said, "Whoa, how did he do that one?" Yeah, that's the only move he's ever done that shocked me. But I'm telling you, everything Jerry does, I'm telling you. Now we're gonna end this soon, but I just want to say, Zeke, I'm not against you, even though most of this podcast might sound like it. But I am not. I am not against you. I just want you to realize that you could be wearing a gold jacket. Like, you have the talent. Like, you could be wearing a gold jacket.
It's mustard.
Yeah, it's mustard.
I'm serious. It's not gold. That color is mustard.
Yeah, but that's like a Dijon, though, right?
Who said Dijon? Listen.
That's like a Dijon, though, right?
Make your statement, because I'm done with you.
All right, yeah. So, bruh, I'm with you. The whole Cowboy Nation is with you. We just want you to stop doing stupid shit so you don't miss games, because we know how valuable you are to these games. We love the hurdles. What are you laughing at over there? What are you? No, yo, Zeke, we with you. We gonna ride out with you, but just get your shit together, all right? Because we got, like I said, we got 3 Super Bowls to win. I'm not trying to win just this year and then fucking next year the fucking Patriots win again. No, I'm trying to win this year, next year, and the year after that. I'm trying to be a fucking dynasty, because I think I can speak for all Dallas Cowboy fans when I say we deserve a fucking dynasty again after all the shit we done been through. We deserve to see at least 4 consecutive seasons of Super Bowl appearances. Damn.
Listen.
Now the stutter in sight. I'm heated, y'all.
Yes, I forgot. We forgot to mention that Maddie Matt has a speech impediment.
Just a little bit, y'all. Just a little bit.
Hair of a stutter. We're trying to work that out. He's there. We're gonna get it right.
Cowboy Nation, please respond to this video, and we do respond back. So if you have something to say, we will respond back and we'll shout you out, all of that. Just don't be talking crazy, though. Don't be talking crazy. No name calling. You ain't got to call me, weird names. You ain't got to call her weird names. Let's just have normal, civil Cowboy conversation. I'm willing to hear all y'all feedback, what y'all think about Zeke, what you think about Dak, what you think about Garrett, and what you think about the one and only. Anybody can run behind that line. Again.
If I had $1 for every time you said that, currently I'd have enough to go to Wendy's and get a 4 for $4. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. God bless you. Good night. But from the House Stargarian, we really want to say to Zeke, it's time to get mature. It's time to grow up. It's time to cut. Jerry's gonna cut the check. Jerry's gonna cut the check. But what you do after he cuts the check is all dependent upon you. We really want maturity. We want Super Bowls. We want all of that. And we don't necessarily need, but we would like, it would be cool if he was along for that ride. I'd hate to see him go to someplace else. But I love him here, and I don't hate him as a player. I just need him to get it together.
I feel like it was meant for Dak and Zeke to hold the Lombardi together. Like I just feel like it was meant for them to hold it together.
Now hold on now.
Mm-hmm.
If they win, if anybody's holding that Lombardi trophy, it's number 82. Okay, the man
it's Jason Witten.
45 years. Okay,
yeah,
don't touch the Lombardi trophy until Jason Witten has touched it. Okay, first of all, the trophy gonna sit at his house, and he gonna sleep with it. His wife is gonna sleep on the couch because the Lombardi trophy will be in the bed. No one. He's the guy right now. After he gets his fun with it, then y'all can play around with it.
Yeah.
That noise.
And everything she said, and we going
everything she said.
And we gonna end this with this is the mother of Dallas and Maddie Matt, aka Need Mo Rings. Zeke, we riding out with you. After this whole shit is taken care of, get your shit together. Keep your nose clean, because we got Super Bowls to win. Now she doing good, I'm doing fine, but keep fucking with me. Anybody can run behind that line.
Oh, hell no. And on that, we are going to bid y'all a good day. Y'all have a good one. We'll be back next week with more stuff. Hit us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like and subscribe to videos here. And we're going to try and put our podcast on Apple Music for all of our iTunes gurus and fans out there. We're going to see if we can try to figure out this on Spotify and put this on SoundCloud for everybody else so we can get some listens. We love hearing from y'all, and I hope y'all love hearing from us. So we're going to holler at y'all later.
Peace.
Bye.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!